Welcome back to the Six Hockey Post-Draft Show. Thomas West alongside Liam Crothers, and this show's topic is the Kingston Frontenacs, a team, Liam, which didn't have a fantastic year last year.
No, and they did make the playoffs, but that's not saying much when only two teams in the East didn't make the playoffs. They were right just above the cutoff there. They had some struggles, but they decided to address those struggles a couple of different ways, some picks from some different positions on the ice.
That being said, they still were able to make the playoffs as we take a look at the standings right now from the OHL 2019-20 season, the last season that was played in the OHL. Just 42 points. They just squeaked in over that playoff line. The goal differential, the goals against were a problem.
They had the second lowest goals for in the OHL, but as I said, they were able to still make the playoffs. It's not a pace that you want to set, though, because you do need some help there. And, I mean, it's just not consistent if you want to try to make the playoffs.
And then their first pick they took from the GTHL was Mitchell Brooks, and this was a guy who we liked watching on the Toronto Titans, and you enjoyed his play as well.
Yeah, 34th overall, the 5'9" forward, shoots left, 27 points in 29 games, almost a point per with the Toronto Titans. Mitchell Brooks, I really like the way that he played. He's a very skilled playmaker. He's got a lot of offensive awareness. I think that he's going to make an impact, and we know that looking from the Kingston Frontenacs roster, they're not afraid to play rookie. Shane Wright comes to mind. They had a couple of other guys there, so he should be able to help their goal differential for sure.
It was no surprise to us that Mason Vicari was the second goalie drafted from the GTHL, and this might be just who they need because there's a lot of goalies on the Kingston Frontenacs that are getting into their overager seasons. Mason Vicari might have a chance on this team earlier than he might expect.
Yeah, if not this year, then more than certainly next year. Mason Vicari, probably the second best goalie that we had seen behind Joey Costanzo. He was the number one starter for the Vaughan Kings. I really like this kid's skill set. I think it's going to take him far. Makes a ton of big saves in pretty much every game he plays in.
And a guy who has a much different play style than the other two guys that we've talked about so far from the GTHL, Malik Magowan. This is a guy, he can take a hit. When he falls down, he gets right back up. Every team needs a guy like him.
Yeah, a forward taken, a goaltender taken, and now a defenseman taken here in Malik Magowan. But to Magowan's credit, he does have the ability to play forward, selected with the 10th round pick from the Kingston Frontenacs. And if he can't crack the defensive lineup right away, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him at some point be able to push into the forward group if that's what the coaching staff requires.
Yeah, and we at least expect guys like Mitchell Brooks and probably Mason Vicari. It'll be really interesting to see how he battles for that starting job in the upcoming season. But we appreciate you tuning in to the Six Hockey Post Draft Show from Thomas West and Liam Crothers. We'll see you next time.